how's it going? Today we'll talk about something that caught us off guard in the beginning of this year. A show not a lot of people had heard about, and we were rather skeptical when it came out to give it a try. But with anime, you never know what's coming your way. You guessed it right, Dorohedoro. You guys are getting a good look at this, props. Coming into 2020, we had a lot on our plate since the seasonal lineup had some promising new faces while featuring some of the old ones that we desperately had been waiting to return once again. Haikyuu just dominated the rest since it's always been a show that's revered for getting everything right. Dorohedoro in the beginning, when it was just announced, its name already stood out to me since it reminded me of last year's gem, Dororo. I don't know about you, but it did remind me of it. I checked it out on the web and came to know that it shares similarities with Dororo in the aspect that they're both adaptations of a fairly old manga. And of course, the croc got me excited for the show since it looked different from the get-go. The day was here and the episode was ringing my doorbell. I watched it and I gotta say, the first episode had me a bit confused. From the beginning, it caught me off guard with that violent gator just running wild all over the place, and Doraemon's Anywhere doors popping up making me recheck the title as to whether I'm watching the same anime or not. The black smoke is reminiscent of another gem from last year that's here again to entertain us, Fire Force. After finishing the show, when I looked back at it, it was rather a unique journey. Like it started out in a peculiar way, throwing everything at us without explaining anything at all. But as the show went on, the plot kept on expanding. By this time, we had a better insight onto what exactly was going on, and by the end of the episode, we had most of our questions answered. This made every episode look like a class. At the beginning, you're completely clueless. But at the end, you have an understanding on what went down in the last hour. It's one hell of a bumpy ride, that's for sure. But it's definitely a show you've never seen before, and wouldn't either, since I doubt any other show could exhibit and bring out such unique ideas in such an artistic way. I know you have a lot of question marks popping up in your head, and I'll get ahead of myself and assume the role of psychic, guessing your questions and trying my best to answer them. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. What's the genre? I'm pretty sure I'm guessing this one correctly, since each and every one of you must be wondering as to what the show features, since the name gives nothing away. I'll start off by saying that the genre is a blend of elements that rarely any anime features at the same place at the same time, in addition to executing them perfectly in a way that Dorohedoro did. It's got something for everyone. Whether you're an action fan who can't get enough of Goku and Frieza going at it, or the excitement that comes hand in hand with Satama's punches that gives you that adrenaline rush, just making you feel alive. The action here inclines a bit on the gore side as well, so it's something that keeps things real. A perfect example would be Hotline Miami. The show, during its entire run, looks a lot like the famous video game, being similar to it in more ways than just one. That's not all. We have the mystery element executed perfectly as well, making you question yourself over and over again as to whether you missed something and weren't all in the show while watching it. From the beginning to the end, it keeps us guessing as to the reason behind the turn of events and how things would end up at the end. There's a bit of comedy here and there as well, giving you the chuckles in addition to featuring some cool, never-before-seen magic that gives those students at the Magic High School a run for their money. What's it about? I have a gut feeling I guessed this one correctly as well. I know I'm getting too full of myself. Dorohedoro is based in a universe where the world is split in two. There's this hole, which is a dark, disorderly district that no one would want to spend their lives in, even if offered $1 million for it. The people there are nothing but guinea pigs for the sorcerers that live on the other side of the door. They just come in, test their magic on the inhabitants, and are out taking stuff with them. The folks in the hole can't fight back either, since the sorcerers have a magic card up their sleeve, overpowering them, making them unable to hold their ground and fight back. But one day they come across this hothead from TMNT that seems to be unaffected by any kind of spell you throw at him. He just wants you to look at his uvula because apparently a man is playing Tarzan and Mowgli hanging by it. But the crocodile face wasn't born that way. He was normal, but lost his memories as to why he ended up like this. Amnesia, you know how it goes. It's a quest to seek the truth and spot the liars along the way, since uneasiness is something that consumes a man from within. How is it unique? I'm sure you've all heard about it. It's all over the place. Dorohedoro being a little too unique and a rather peculiar anime. It's true. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before, too. It's like an anime adaptation of Hotline Miami, a game I really love. You've got those funny-looking masks. I'm sorry, by saying that now, I have to live in constant fear of heart chasing me. The story is something you've never seen before, since it features a gator face wanting answers while looking rather innocent and cute at times. Just look at it from the front, please. The back of his head features spikes, and I'm not sure that's his hair. But appearances are often deceptive, and even Crocs can put up a show nowadays, slicing them all in an instant. Other than that, the biggest baddie of the lot tells us how he was able to build the Mushroom Kingdom of Mario. I'm telling you, all those mushrooms, all of them come from this man. The magic really stood out, since every sorcerer uses magic in a different way and every ability features something no other show has come up with. The show has a problem to every solution, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You've heard of JoJo, right? It's like Super Gucci with the Golden Wind adaptation. The name says bizarre adventure, so we know what we're getting ourselves into. Let me tell you, this is way more bizarre than JoJo. The show doesn't tell us beforehand either. Otherwise, we'd brace ourselves for the impact that's about to come. Is it worthwhile? Let me seal the deal with the most obvious question out there, since I'm feeling a bit dizzy and my psychic powers are about to go out soon. They come back once a year, man. Cut me some slack. Dorohedoro is a must-watch for every fan out there. It's so unique that it'll make you wonder if it's from the same brain that comes up with all these other ideas that we can't help but love and appreciate. It's a blend of genre elements that brings out the best of each and every one of them. You put them all in a blender without knowing what'll occur. The smoothie is unlike something you've ever tasted before. You'll fall in love with the characters for sure, since each and every one of them has quirks you've never encountered before. I doubt any other anime like this would come up later this year. Furthermore, it gets better and better as the episodes go by, so you're in for a treat. It's a show you just can't miss out on. I'm sure a lot of people have been sleeping on it since it hasn't been all over the place yet, but it's definitely on its way to the top of the charts as it racks up more and more fans. It's pretty underrated and has joined a lot of shows that are so good yet so underrated at the same time. You'll understand what I'm saying once you pick it up for yourself. Be sure to leave a like, it helps us a lot, and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications since we post videos featuring anime you definitely can't miss out on. Till then, goodbye.